gorgeous people? It's Amber. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I took two pairs of my son's size 2 toddler jeans and turned them into a jean skirt for myself. Now, you've seen me do this with some of his other pairs of pants that were kind of more stretchy kind of pants, and it is sort of the same method, but there's a little bit difference in the methods that I use because you're working with jeans. You know, you're going to have like 2 fronts of a jean and 2 backs of a jean, if that makes sense. So you can't use the entire part of the jean. But another thing I wanted to notate is you're going to want to make sure that you're working with jeans that have like an elastic top. I just feel that it makes it easier to get in and out of the jean or in and out of the skirt that way. Rather than having a jean that doesn't have that, you can do this with a jean that does not have the elastic, but if you do that, then you're gonna have to add a zipper so that you're able to get in and out of the skirt. So that's why I prefer to use the ones that have the elastic at the top, because it's just easier for me to get in and out of the skirt and I don't have to add the zipper. Now, most size 2 toddler jeans come with the elastic at the top, so it shouldn't be a big issue. But if yours don't have the elastic, you can still use them, but just keep in mind you're probably going to need to add a zipper so that you're able to get in and out of the skirt. So, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Those materials are in the description box below. We're going to start by taking a pair of scissors and cutting out the inseam. So I'm just cutting along where the fabric overlays, I guess you can say. I'm just cutting as close to that as I possibly can, and I'm just going to continue cutting all the way through the other side of the inseam. Okay, now I've got that completely opened up. I'm going to take my pants, I'm going to flip them on their side. So I'm going to have the points on the side there that I do not want there. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut off the entire area where it zips in the front, the button and everything. I'm just going to cut all of that off because I don't want to deal with it. I know it's not going to work in the design, so I'm just going to cut all of that off. Then I'm going to go to the other side and I'm going to just level out what used to be the crotch area there. So I'm just going to cut that and make it so that it's straight. Okay, then I open it up and I take a look and I see that it's just not going to work the way that it is. So I decided to cut it down completely down the center there so that I have 2 separate pieces. So I'm just going to level this area out because it's a little bulky and it's uneven. So I'm just gonna cut and make it as straight as I possibly can. I set that aside and then I do the same thing to the other pair. Then I take a look and I see that that overlap area from the inseam that I left on the bottom, that's not gonna work either when I sew it together. So I just cut the rest of that off, all 4 pieces. Finally, I'm ready to start pinning everything together to make my skirt. So after analyzing it for a little bit, I decide on what design I want to do with it, and I start pinning the 2 pieces together. Well, before I do that, I realized that I need to get rid of those 2 belt loops. That's what they're called. I need to get rid of those belt loops because those aren't going to work when you're trying to sew those 2 pieces together. So I just cut the belt loops off. Then I just put my 2 pieces together the way that I feel I want to see it, and I start pinning it together. So you don't have to do yours this way. You could do it the opposite way that I did. Instead of putting those 2 pockets really close in the center, you could pin them the other way where the pockets will be on opposite sides. I just liked the way that this looked, so this is how I chose to do my skirt. So I've got the one side pinned completely together. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put both of those sides that I pinned right sides together, and then I'm just going to pin down each of the edges. And you'll notice when I pin my things together, I like to put that pin in at the top, then I go straight to the bottom, and then I work my pins throughout the middle part. And the reason I do it this way is because for some reason, if I start at the very top and work my way down, I always end up with it being uneven. So I just started pinning at the top, pinning at the bottom, and then working my way through the center, and that seems to work best for me. Okay, so I have everything pinned together. So I have it pinned on the side, the center, the side. Flip it over, side, center, side. Take it to my sewing machine and sew it all together. I always turn my things right side out first to make sure it looks good. Now I'm gonna go sew it. Now everything is sewn completely together, and you'll see where at the top there where it gets really bulky, I couldn't get my sewing machine through my sewing machine, so I'm just gonna hand stitch that part together, and then everything's done.
Okay guys, there you have it. So that's how I made a jean skirt for myself out of my son's size 2 toddler jeans. Now yes, the method was very similar to what I've done before with the other pairs of pants. I guess the only difference was that I had to make sure that I cut that entire area where it was like the crotch area where you would have your zipper. I just cut that area completely out, and then because the jeans, you know, the inseam of the jeans, it would have been so terrible to try to take that out with a seam ripper. I just decided to cut those out instead. So just a few different things, but I guess overall the same method. But I just wanted to also share this with you guys because don't get discouraged when you're doing things like this, because you know how those two pockets were very close in the front? Start a new trend. I start new trends all the time. If you like the way it looks like I did, just go for it. You know, it doesn't have to be pockets that are spaced properly apart like, you know, you would buy in a store as with a regular jean skirt. It doesn't have to be that way. You are customizing your own clothes, so make them however you want them to be. There is no rule. There are, not is. Oh my goodness, my English teachers will kill me. There are no rules here, is what I'm trying to say. Fashion, there's no rules. Do whatever you feel looks good and whatever feels good to you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, like, share, do all those things to help other people find this channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to check this out, and I'll catch you next time. Bye! So I'm gonna just get into what I did in the video rather than sit here and go over everything. Yeah, hold on. Okay, so rather than going over everything that I did in the video, why don't I just show you the video and we'll, no. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how I took 2 pairs of my son's size. Okay guys, there you have, I hate that. Ugh. Okay guys, there you have, why am I doing that? I don't like that.